Servus Männer, it's Red Bull Germany again. I just read that in Europe a registry is set up that should contain the names and the data of people who, let's say, how should I phrase that, who rejected the offer to let the government inject some substance, some pharmaceutical product into their bloodstream. Yeah. If the government offers that to you and you turn the offer down, which is of course your right in a free society, then your name will be in a registry that is set up in Spain as we speak. Spain is one of the countries that was hit rather hard by the pandemic, by comparison, of course. And as a consequence, I think, I don't know if there are other factors going into that, um, according to surveys, the population in Spain is very, very willing to take this offer, yeah, to have the government inject them with something. That is what I read. I think in the summer it was less people, but now it is actually more people. So I guess it is around 70% of the Spanish people. Don't quote me on the number, but it's around there. It's pretty high compared to Germany, for example, where the readiness, the willingness of the population to participate in this endeavor is much lower. Okay, so um, that is one thing, but the second thing is, this is why I say Europe, right? Not just Spain. They will share this data with other European countries. So they're setting up this database and they will share this data with other nations. Yeah. And I don't know what they will do then with this data. Like if you are traveling, if you're going on a business trip, or if you leave Spain, because this data doesn't remain in Spain. It is shared across Europe. I don't know if they share it internationally, but the article says it will be shared across Europe. Okay, so I think it's just a matter of time before other European countries will just say, well, you're sharing this with us. It would be completely selfish from our side to take all the data, but not to contribute our own data to this great database. So I guess once they share that, they have to find a platform, a shared database, so to speak. It will not be a Spanish database, it will become a European database. And in the beginning, as of now, only the Spanish are contributing. But once you have that European database established, it is, yeah, it's a logical next step that all the other countries or many other countries will start contributing their citizens' data, personalized data with names and addresses, phone numbers, everything into that database. Yeah. And then you have a nice database of people who were, for whatever reason, not willing to participate, and they're sabotaging the state's endeavors and efforts uh, in order to stop this horrible pandemic that we're having. Yeah, these are the people that are the reason for our suffering. Yeah, if it weren't for those people, these lockdowns would have been over for a long time already. Yeah, if it weren't for because it's safe to assume that those people who didn't take the shot, they are also the people who didn't wear the mask and who were. I'm sure. I mean, there is no evidence, but I mean, it's not a stretch, right? We can safely assume that those are the exact same people who spread this thing in the first place. It wasn't the governments who kept the borders open for as long as they could. It wasn't the governments who donated all the protective gear to China. No, 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 no. It was those people alone and their irresponsible behavior that spread this thing. Yeah? It wasn't those people who went to hug a Chinaman in in Italy. No, it wasn't the people for sure who went on a pro-feminist rally in Spain while the virus was already known and at large. No, no, no. It had nothing to do with that. It was those people. Those people. And believe me, they will be blamed for the whole thing. Their names will be in the database and they will be blamed for all the economic damage. They will be blamed for all the loss of life. Yeah, yeah, if you wanna go down that road and argue that those people wouldn't have died anyway. But Anyway, they will be blamed. And other European, mark my word, I mean, I hope I'm wrong on this. I sincerely hope that I'm wrong on this. But once you have the database, as I said, it is a logical next step. I mean, this is how bureaucrats think, right? I mean, the Spanish people will then say, "Oh, why don't you contribute data? We're sharing our data, right?" And then they will go to their superiors and they, "Well, it would, I mean, we're taking all this data. Shouldn't we also contribute? And we have this database already. Everything has been set up, and why don't we just do it? And it's in the best interest of our people and the continent, and we can really make a difference with that. And I mean, how can we combat this evil if we don't, use the tools that we have at our disposal? It would be foolish not to do it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? This is how bureaucrats think. This is how these technocrats think. They think if they don't use a tool that they could use, then yeah, they're not taking a chance, or they're wasting potential or something like that. It's not optimal, right? It's suboptimal. And optimization of processes, this is what their thinking is about. They're like engineers with zero technical skills, right? Their mind is that of an engineer, but in a twisted way. Like an engineer tries to fix a machine, or to design a machine, or to build a machine to get a job done, but they're thinking more of social processes, yeah? And they see society like an engine or something, or like a machine, like a complex machine that you can tinker with, and you throw away some parts, you replace some parts, and you order new parts, and you put in this subsystem and that module, and in the end they have to work somehow together to maximize. Well, what is the goal actually? See, this is the important part, yeah. Technocrats, they optimize things, but I think many technocrats don't even know what they're optimizing for. Yeah, I think there are people on the top who give orders to technocrats, but I think many technocrats, they just need a easy to believe narrative, or some kind of a children's story or something, and then, like a good little social engineer, they're doing their job, and they're just happy that they could optimize another little tiny subsystem, and they reach their milestone for this year or something like that. I don't think most of these technocrats actually know what they're optimizing the system for, or what property it is that they're trying to maximize or to minimize. Yeah, but I think we all can have some vague idea about what it is, what it actually is that they're optimizing, given the people that they're taking their orders from. Now, I think it doesn't need a lot of imagination to know exactly what they're optimizing our society for. And this database is just one little mosaic stone, one more little ingredient um, in their grand scheme. Yeah, so this is brand new information from Europe. Spain has set up a database for those people unwilling to participate in the great pharmaceutical, well, in the saving of the European people from a vicious virus from China. Yeah? Okay, that's what these people are unwilling to participate in. They're unwilling to cooperate, and that's why their name is going into a database. And um, my little prediction is now that this will be used by other European countries, not only passively, that because Spain already said they will share the data. No, other European countries will contribute data, will input data of their own citizens into that database soon. Um, Once again, I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm not. Catch you guys again later. Servus, Kameraden.